Tonight on the program, we find out why the number of Chinese tourists to Thailand is declining and where they are going instead. Then we look into the unretirement trend in Thailand and whether the country has done enough to ensure seniors' quality of living. And the earthquake in Myanmar through the lenses of photojournalists. สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. Thailand's tourism sector has been heavily reliant on Chinese tourists, considering its huge potential market. However, the number of Chinese tourists has continued to decline, especially since the beginning of this year. On this graph, you can see that Chinese tourist arrivals in Thailand have been declining, especially since the incident in which a Chinese actor, Wang Xing, was abducted and taken across the Thai-Myanmar border back in January. And this instance has discouraged Chinese people from traveling to Thailand. And that is a huge difference compared to last year, where Thailand saw up to 600,000 Chinese tourist arrivals each month. And since that particular incident, the numbers have plunged to only 300,000. And apart from the Wang Xing incident, there are also other incidents that have scared Chinese people from coming into Thailand, including the recent earthquake in Myanmar. Regardless, Chinese tourists still accounted for the largest group of visitors coming into Thailand during the first quarter of this year. So far, Thailand has welcomed over 12 million visitors so far, with at least 1.6 million visitors coming from China. At the same time, tourist arrivals from Malaysia and India have also been increasing. But if we focus only on last month, the average number of Chinese arrivals was about 15,000 people per day and even peaked at 16,000 during the Songkran festival. But the numbers of Chinese visitors dropped sharply to only 5,800 people on April 16th and have continued to drop with an average of only 5,000 tourists per day. And the Thai government has been trying very hard to revive the country's image by assuring Chinese travelers that Thailand is still safe. Previously, the Tourism Authority of Thailand, or TAT, have aimed at welcoming at least 9 million Chinese visitors this year with the help of pre-travel free visas for Chinese nationals and promotional campaigns. These statistics show, however, that reaching this target will be much harder. Recently, the TAT has announced the launch of a brand new campaign inviting over 300 Chinese influencers and reporters to promote Thailand's tourism. It will also shift its focus on luxury and high-quality markets to increase tourism revenue and to replace the declining Chinese markets. One of their strategies is to promote Thailand as a wellness, medical, and family-friendly destination. Their target markets include Europe, Australia, and the Middle East, as well as other Asian markets such as Japan, South Korea, India, Taiwan, Singapore, and Malaysia, with the latter seeing significant increases in tourism arrivals in recent months. And with the decline in Chinese tourist arrivals in Thailand, we're going to find out where they are going now and why these countries have become so popular. The answers may not come as a surprise. Let's find out more with Chorin Yalim.
Chinese tourists are developing mixed reactions to tourism in Thailand. Diving into the Chinese social media platform Weibo, many remain optimistic and satisfied with their travel experiences. Some, though, comment about adverse factors, which leave them feeling uncertain about visiting Thailand, including the numerous recent incidents involving Chinese nationals. Following the incident involving a Chinese actor Xing Xing in January, some Chinese netizens are still unconvinced about the safety of travel to Thailand. Here are the positive comments on videos by Chinese content creators, some of whom share good experiences and express that they feel safe. Many express surprise and amazement at their enjoyable trips. Nonetheless, about half of the content Thai PBS World found focuses on safety tips for travel in Thailand. In particular, for solo travelers, there are many recommendations about transport. One of the most frequently discussed topics is whether to go out at night. Moreover, many still mention the case of Sing Sing, both directly and indirectly, serving as a strong reminder of the incident for Chinese tourists. This presents a challenge for Thai authorities in strengthening safety measures, not only to prevent similar cases in the future, but also to address various other types of crime, as well as accidents. These factors contribute to negative perceptions of Thailand. While Thailand is seeing a decrease in the number of Chinese tourists this year, reports suggest that other Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam and Cambodia are welcoming more. China's news outlet Global Times, citing a spokesperson from Cambodia's Ministry of Tourism, explained that improvements in tourism services and diversification measures initiated through bilateral cooperation have created more favorable conditions for attracting tourists. A variety of destinations in Cambodia have become top choices among Chinese tourists on vacation, prompting travel services to operate more trips and payment operators to improve their systems to accommodate the rising demand. While People's Daily Online also reports that nearly 1.6 million Chinese visited Vietnam in the first quarter of this year. Even though they are fewer in number than those visiting Thailand in the same period, the president of the Association of Chonburi Tourism Federation, Khanep Suphon Sahat Rangsi, spoke to the Bangkok Post, saying that Vietnam could surpass Thailand in attracting inbound tourists in just 2 to 3 years. In the bigger picture, Japan is also a popular destination for Chinese tourists, especially during the recent May Day long weekend. Chinese travel platform Trip.com Group reported that Japan remains one of the top overseas destinations for Chinese tourists, according to Japan Today. Although there hasn't been a major blow to Thai tourism yet, there are noticeable changes in Chinese tourist preferences. Thailand, being a country that has long welcomed Chinese visitors, still relies heavily on their economic contribution. Charinya Lim, reporting for Thai PBS World.
Well, it is not surprising that many people answer Vietnam because it's actually a very popular destination, including Thai tourists as well. And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. The Thai embassy in Islamabad has advised Thai nationals to avoid traveling to Pakistan as tensions between Pakistan and India escalate. The neighboring countries and longtime rivals exchanged heavy artillery fire earlier this week, with India launching a series of strikes on sites in Pakistan and Kashmir in retaliation for a deadly terror attack last month. The government has decided to postpone the third phase of the digital wallet scheme, which was due to take place this month. Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra told the media that the matter was not discussed by the cabinet this week because the government is waiting for more feedback on the scheme, as well as the abrupt change in the global economic situation, including the reciprocal tariffs to be imposed on Thai exports to the U.S. market. The Julah Rashmontri, Thailand's highest Islamic spiritual authority, has condemned the recent wave of violence in southern provinces, calling for the protection of vulnerable and innocent people. Meanwhile, the Thai government says it is ready to resume peace dialogues with the BRN, but on the condition that southern insurgent groups cease the violence in the Deep South. And with the increase in the aging populations in Asia, many countries, including Thailand, are now picking up this new trend in the workplace, which is called unretirement, where companies hire retirees to either continue or rejoin the workforce. In this special report, we look into the benefits of rehiring seniors and whether Thailand is actually ready, not just to let them rejoin the workforce, but with the policies to ensure their quality of living. Unretirement is an emerging trend in workplaces around the world as aging societies increase, and Thailand is no exception. Currently, 20% of the Thai population is over 60 years old, and it is likely that the elderly population will increase rapidly in years to come. This is certain to affect the workforce and the economy overall. The Ministry of Labor itself is also planning to extend the retirement age from 60 to 65. Punyanut Siri Sawatwatana of the Robert Walters Thailand Recruitment Company outlined the benefits of rehiring retirees back into the workforce, particularly at the management level. One of the top reasons is their extensive knowledge and experience, which she says can contribute meaningfully to the organization. She also believes that these people can train and prepare younger employees to take up management roles in the future.
So they are kind of a group of people who can plug and play in the role. Because if you imagine if you are a company and you're actually lacking of one of the director, like there's an opportunity lost within the company. So you really need to find somebody to really replace as soon as possible. And this group of people, they're ready. They might actually don't thinking of coming back to workforce full time, but they're enjoying like a project base, maybe like 6 months to 2 years, something like that. That is something that they actually enjoy, and they want to really giving something back to the society as well, to the Thai company as well.
According to research by Thailand's National Statistical Office, 34% of the elderly in the country are still working, most of whom are in their 60s. 51% of them say that they are still working because they believe they are still healthy enough to do so, while 43% of them say that they need money to support themselves and their families. When asked about having the desire to work, however, 35.5% of these older people said yes, which includes elders who are currently working or are seeking a job, while 64.5% said they have no desire to work anymore.
I see it as a choice. It's not really reflecting that they actually have some difficulty financially. But I mean, if somebody who like you or me, if we actually been working for 20 years and suddenly we need to be retired, we actually we want to still somehow remain socially. We want to feel value. We also want to really return something back to the company, back to the society as well. And that is, I think, the main thing that people who are in that generation decided to come back to the workforce, because they don't want to actually stay home all day. They want to actually somehow advise some people and actually exchange some idea with people and really creating the value. And that is something that they're looking.
But are there any supporting policies to improve the lives of the elderly in Thailand? The answer is not really. Associate Professor Dr. Atara Chalayonawin, an expert on public policy, pointed out that many seniors are still bearing financial burdens and that the pensions are not enough for them to live their lives freely. Not to mention that Thailand is facing increased household debt and higher inflation.
When Thai people become retiring with a lot of burdens, they have to work in order to pay for the debts, and most of the debt that Thailand people have right now is on non-generating income debt as well, or make the decisions to live their life with dignity.
Meanwhile, about 21% of seniors earn at least 30,000 baht each year, while another 20% earn at least 100,000 baht per year. The sources of income, however, are mostly from their own children or from work, and a very small amount from their pensions. Therefore, Dr. Atara suggests that the government should revise the pension, health insurance, and social security systems to ensure their well-being, both physical and mental. She took Switzerland as an example of how their government helps people prepare for their retirement through state pensions, occupational pensions, and private savings.
In the end of their retirings, they will get the income for more than 70% of pre-retirings income, which is like, I think is suitable and enough for the people in living in the present world and in order to fight with the inflation in the future as well. Other kinds of things that government would provide is that healthcare insurance or universal coverage insurance that cheap and people doesn't have to pay much to buy in order to support their health in the future. And this thing should cover the mental health as well, which is you can see that people nowadays also have a lot of problems with anxiety and stress and mental health that they gonna affect any people around them as well.
To improve the well-being of the elderly while also keeping up with the unretirement trends, Dr. Achara suggests that relevant stakeholders must provide support to ensure their well-being and their work-life balance. Most importantly, companies must also find ways to narrow the generation gap in the workplace if they are considering rehiring seniors. Nad Bunag reporting for Thai PBS World. And as Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra is expected to meet her Vietnamese counterpart next week, Thailand is aiming to forge a strategic partnership with the country. Frank Han-chi joins me now to explain the cooperation and the competition between the two countries. So Frank, how can Thailand maintain its competitiveness while increasing trade with Vietnam?
So Ned, today we have to talk about the rivalry and competition and cooperation between two countries. As of course, Thailand's Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra will go to visit with her counterpart next week, and they definitely will talk about how to forge collaboration and to talk about strategic partnership. And on the economic front at this moment, Thailand is one of the largest trading partners with Vietnam, with 24% of ASEAN trade here. And in the first 10 months of 2024, that bilateral trade reached over $16 billion here. And that is a 5.1% year-on-year basis. Despite the economic cooperation, Vietnam is also a competitor for Thailand across various sectors, including foreign direct investment and tourism sector. And Thailand aims to attract more FDI to come to the country, but Vietnam actually has implemented many strategies like great incentives and communication strategies. I have talked to so many business leaders, including JFCCT. They say that they want to see more clear and concise communication strategies in Thailand. And in comparison with economic growth, Thailand might reach 1.8% of GDP growth in 2025, but for Vietnam, it's a huge leap at 5.7%, according to the International Monetary Fund. And according to an expert from the organization, she pointed out that what slows Thailand's economy, actually, there are so many issues, including current U.S. tariff policy, tourism sector, and another one is high household debt. And in the meantime, our neighbor Vietnam actually faces higher tariff rate at 46% by the U.S. authority, but Vietnam is still targeting at 8% of GDP growth this year. And why Vietnam's economy grows so fast in past few decades is because since late 80s, Vietnamese government has implemented one policy called Doi Moi, which means innovation or renovation, which takes a lot of business leaders to set up their regional hubs in Thailand, such as tech giants Samsung and Apple. And another facade that both countries compete for is export industry, because as what I said, opening the country and to attract a lot of investors to come to Vietnam to put a lot of factories manufacturing goods and at the end selling to global market is the key. So Vietnamese government has set a goal for GDP per capita by over $7,500 by 2030, becoming a high-income status country by 2045. At the same time, actually, our country, Thailand, has the same strategy, which is Thailand 4.0, transforming all traditional industry through innovation and becoming a high-income status country by 2036. But international organizations such as World Bank has warned that Thailand needs to solve climate change issues and aging society as soon as possible to reach the goal on time. To galvanize the economy, an industrial estate developer chairman told me that Thailand needs to forge trading partnership with other neighboring countries such as Vietnam and China. Take a listen.
If we're looking about the future of potential to be the developing, the fastest one, I will still feel that in the GMS country. Because GMS country by location, just next to China. By the GMS, the condition, you always can see how the Vietnam is growing. For the last over 5 years in Vietnam, the GDP growth is always over 5-6%, and the export always go over 2-digit.
WICOM also pointed to Vietnam's fast-growing economy, saying that the future of businesses and opportunities lie in the GMS, which is the Greater Mekong sub-region, and Thailand should make the most of its geographical advantage.
If you're looking about the successful of Vietnam, you will see that the Thailand also have the great success in the last over 50 years. You may see in the old day, if we're talking about any product that produced in Thailand, they always sell it to our neighbor. Or even the neighbor, they have the raw materials or labor force. They always come to working in Thailand as the regional hub of the GMS country. So I saw that the future is here.
So now, it relies Thailand's government strategy to boost the economy and incentivize the growth upwards. So Ned, it is not an easy task for Paetongtarn Shinawatra, our Prime Minister. She needs a long-term strategy to solve aging society and climate change while maintaining competitiveness in the region. Back to you.
Well, it's definitely going to be a fierce competition between Thailand and Vietnam. All right, thank you, Frank. And in this episode of Walk-a-Tif, Kitipat Chisukjit visits a unique photo exhibition depicting the untold stories from the earthquake in Myanmar, most of which you may have not seen in mainstream media.
Sometimes photo can speak louder than any headline. As here I'm in a quiet space that is now showing the loud and powerful images, telling stories of loss, resilience, and the urgent cry for help from the people of Myanmar after one of the strongest earthquakes on March 28th. These photographs, depicting untold stories from the devastating earthquake in Myanmar, are being displayed at the Bangkok Art and Culture Center. The exhibition, which is called 7.7 MMERQK, Capturing Myanmar People's Unheeded Cry, is more than just a photo gallery, but a recollection of people's voices. These are voices of the earthquake survivors, brought to life through the lenses of 4 photographers from the collective Platform 36, including Kosi, Zaid, Linkar, and Godark. They documented what flew outside Myanmar Kusi after the 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck central Myanmar on March 28th. It was the strongest quake the country has seen in centuries.
So this exhibition is about the earthquake in Myanmar that we have felt also in Thailand. As we all know, we were there during that time and there was a lot of fear. But the fear was much more in Myanmar, where more than 4,000 people have died because of the earthquake. It was the epicenter of the earthquake. In spite of the dramatic impacts of the earthquake, we have not seen much about the earthquake because it's very difficult to take photographs at this moment in Myanmar because of the political context. So this is a great opportunity to learn more about what has happened, the impact, the destruction of the earthquake, the strength of the earthquake.
One of the most striking photos shows a mother quietly bathing her daughter amid the wreckage of a collapsed bridge. The image is raw but deeply human.
I was saying this is my favorite photograph because you see that the bridge has fallen out, but the life of people continue. It is a symbol of resilience. The mother washing the child, the daughter is continuing, life is continuing. They are not surrendered to tragedy. They are still there, still living, still continue to fight for their existence. And you see very clear the destruction, how bad has been. But you see also the courage of the people that continue to live in spite of. So to me, this is a symbol not only to see the people of Myanmar as victims, but also see that they have the capacity to rebuild the country if they are allowed by the regime.
Also,
Curated by award-winning Burmese photojournalist Ye Ong Tu, the exhibition includes not just stills, but exclusive, previously unseen video footage.
This is really what happened inside Myanmar, and also this is also included that when the earthquake is happening, people are chaos and they destroy the building, everything. It's not on the main media showing, so we will bring this video as well from the beginning, yes.
Still reeling from conflict, the people of Myanmar now face the burden of natural disasters. The curator explains that behind every image, there are not just collapsed buildings, but exhausted lives.
People are dying every day. A lot of after the earthquake, they have a lot of aftershock is happening, still happening, and also people are struggling. They are not allowing to the journalists inside, and also they also denying to the photo and news from the inside as well.
The exhibition is also a call for humanitarian help. All proceeds go directly to trusted local groups in Myanmar to provide medical supplies and health care to those affected.
So we hope to collect funds that go directly to the people of Myanmar, not through official channel, but people to people. So people in Thailand can help people in Myanmar directly. We have a list of organizations that we know they work on the ground. They are local groups. They do a lot for health, and we want to collect funding with the exhibition, with donation, people-to-people support.
The 7.7 mm RQK capturing Myanmar people's unheeded cry runs through May 18th. Entry is free, but the stories inside this exhibition may last a lifetime. One simply cannot look away. Kittipat Chunsukhjit, reporting for Thai PBS World.
And these photos and videos are definitely compelling, and it gives you a different perspective of the earthquake in Myanmar. All right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Friday. สวัสดีค่ะ
คำว่าเพลงเพื่อชีวิตคืออะไรการสะท้อนชีวิต ในเชิงเนื้อหาสาระ
เราก็ทำดนตรีเพื่อสะท้อนให้สังคมมันดีขึ้น เพื่อชีวิตตัวเอง เพื่อชีวิตคนอื่น เพื่อชีวิตที่ดีกว่า
นักผจญเพลงรีเพลย์วันเสาร์นี้ 3 ทุ่มครึ่งเป็นต้นไปทางไทย PBS
โหพี่เอกธเนศเนี่ยเป็นอะไรที่เมื่อก่อนมันใหม่มากอะสุดยอดเลยอะ
พี่เอกธเนศในยุคนั้นนะผมบอกได้เลยว่าที่สุดมันไม่เหมือนกับศิลปินในยุคนั้นเลยครับ
พี่เอกธเนศแกเป็นศิลปินเป็นนักแต่งเพลงที่เก่งมากผลงานของแกมันเป็นที่ประจักษ์อยู่แล้ว
Song of Fame เพลงคู่สยามวันอาทิตย์นี้ 3 ทุ่มครึ่งเป็นต้นไปทางไทย PBS
ใดๆในโลกล้วนอัศจรรย์และเกี่ยว